so glad that y'all made it out here. Like David said, I'm Devin. I'm with the Midland chapter. I'm the guy that's been tooting around on probably the only sport bike here in town. So if you see me, originally Daniel Commodore was going to talk about Run for the Sun. Unfortunately, had to run down to Houston for work. So he chose me. I don't know why, but here I am. So I think we're all CMA members here. I don't think there's anybody who's uninitiated, but we all know what Run for the Sun is about, but it's always good for a reminder, because every time that I hear these stats, I get pumped up. So, as you all know, that over the past 27 years, the CMA has been able to extend our outreach to millions of people around the world through the Fruits for the Run for the Sun. And the successful efforts have raised over $52 million. And this all goes to helping to spread the good news. Now, the fruits of that money raised, over 19.2 million people have come to accept Christ as their Lord. Now, I don't know about you, I can't count that high, and I have a really hard time even imagining that number, but the best way that I can relate to it is, I moved to Texas from Jacksonville, Florida. And at one time, Jacksonville was the largest city in the United States, not population-wise, but area-wise. Like, the city boundaries literally took up the entire county. Now, Jacksonville, whenever I left, had right at about 1.3 million people in it. That's nearly 19 Jacksonvilles. That just boggles my mind. Every single person in Jacksonville accepting Christ times 19, that's insane. And that's all because of you. I mean, that's awesome. So, here's some quick facts about Run for the Sun. So, as y'all know, 40% of the money raised from Run for the Sun goes back to CMA. What we do with that money? Well, we use it for tracts and pamphlets and basically using it for evangelism at the secular events. And just a reminder, there's a secular event coming up in May 15th. There's a sport bike rally in Lakey. It coincides with the Southeast Texas State Rally. So if you're going to that rally, good opportunity to hop over there and say hi to some other bikers and just witness to them, because I'm sure they would appreciate it. But anyway, so I read this really interesting fact about just money used for the CMA that goes back to from Run for the Sun. For example, one case of the little gospel cups. You all know the cups I'm talking about? That's the gospel written on it. Okay, so one case of those cups costs $65. Now, in each case, there's 1,000 cups. So that equals out to, do simple math, 6.5 cents per cup. Okay? So out of $100 donated, or a t-shirt, let's use that as a reference, 40 of that goes to CMA, which represents buying 615 cups. So that means that, bare minimum, just using those cups, not the pamphlets or anything else, 615 people are able to, maybe for the first time, see the message of the gospel. And that's just with $40. Now, the other 60% is divided up amongst three other ministries you all know. Missionary Ventures, which provides transportation to pastors and ministers abroad who normally have to walk to their churches. So, to date, Missionary Ventures has donated 6,385 bicycles, 5,086 motorcycles, 26 boats, 24 horses, 3 horse and buggies, and a camel. Now, I've also heard, I think Dustin, I didn't find an official announcement on this, but I think we also bought some snowmobiles to use up in the Alaska region and whatnot. But that's just awesome. Any way that we can, reach out to those who need it. Now, here's a cool thing. For each new church that's planted by a pastor, nearly 100 people come to Christ in the first year. And with just the use of one bicycle, a pastor can plant 12 new churches. That's 1,200 people with the impact of one bicycle. I mean, isn't that amazing? The next ministry that Run for the Sun gives to is Open Doors. Now, for 60 years, Open Doors has been working in the world's most oppressive and restrictive countries including North Korea, Somalia, Iraq, and Afghanistan. And of course, right now, the biggest news that we have is ISIS persecuting Christians in the Middle East. They're right there helping them out. Open Doors strengthens Christians to stand strong in the face of persecution, and they equip them to help shine Christ's light in these dark places. Open Doors empowers persecuted Christians by providing Bibles and gospel development resources by supporting the advancement of women and children through Christian community restoration. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed, but in countries like North Korea, it is illegal to have a Bible. It's just straight out illegal. If you get caught with one, you're thrown in jail. You're thrown in a work camp. Same thing in China. Basically your iPods and iPads and shoes and clothes that was probably made by somebody that got persecuted for being a Christian. So, Open Doors is helping Christians like those who basically have to covertly worship the God that we serve, and the God that we so openly serve here in America. The next ministry is the Jesus Film. And a little tidbit about that: we are currently playing the Jesus Film up in the at the Indian Lodge in their meeting area. Is that right?
Assembly room.
The assembly room. We're playing that from 10 to 5 all day today. So, well, that's over with. But tomorrow from 10 to 5. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's actually really awesome, which is probably why so many people have come to Christ through it. But if you have a chance, if it's raining, perfect opportunity to go watch the Jesus Film. But anyway, so the Jesus Film. This film has been translated into over 1,229 languages. And I barely speak English, and so for that to be translated into well over 1,000 languages is incredible. And one cool tidbit about that is that the way that they do that without, basically if you were to mute me and just watch my lips, it would look weird if you're listening in, I don't know, Chinese or French or whatever. But they actually use a technique in order to make the mouth movements neutral so that the person who's watching in their own native tongue, it makes sense to them. Just a cool little thing that they're using technology to help spread the gospel. But the Jesus Film has been shown in over 200 countries and has a cumulative viewing audience of more than 6 billion people. Now, the result of that is that more than 200 million people have come to accept Christ. I mean, I can barely comprehend 19 million. 200 million, that's incredible. Now, here's the cool thing, that basically for every dollar donated, roughly they're able to show 10 people that film. And on average, of those 10 people, one person comes to Christ. So if you do a comparison, almost dollar per dollar that you're raising for Run for the Sun is going to guarantee that one person comes to Christ. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
And finally, actually, there's all of them. Also, since 1998, when the partnership with the Jesus Film began, the CMA gifts to the Jesus Film Project have totaled more than $10,132,050. So use that last reference. Almost that many people have come to Christ through your efforts through Run for the Sun. So, as you all know, the main thing that we talk about with Run for the Sun is, obviously raising funds, because money is what allows us to go out and reach these countries. But another really important thing that y'all can do is pray. Pray for the Christian family who just lost a family member to jail, that now they can't support their family, maybe because their father is now in jail because he was trying to raise their family up to serve the Lord. Or for the Christians who are being slaughtered, literally. We all remember the 21 that were executed on the beach. Pray for the pastors abroad who are walking tens, maybe 20 miles a day just to reach their church, just to serve. We feel entitled to be able to ride our motorcycle to our local church and get free coffee. But these guys are literally, walking very vast distances just to spread the word to the people. this is such a huge ministry, such an awesome thing, and it's really one of the reasons why I became involved in the CMA. And hearing these stats just lets me know that it's all worth it.
Amen.
So please join me and pray for those that we're impacting. Pray for the monies that are being raised right now, and continue to push forward. Run for the Sun is on May 2nd. It's not far from now. So anybody who you haven't asked, just take a step forward and say, hey man, this is something that I support. This is something that I really believe in, and I was wondering if you'd like to help me out. So continue the good fight, and thank you for your time.